Hello, and welcome to a very, very overdue Row Talk. The reason I haven't posted in a while is I've got a lot of things going on in life. You know, as soon as December hits, what is it about December that your social calendar, your work calendar just absolutely explodes and then implodes? Oh my gosh. Yeah, so I've been pretty busy, and I also just got over being really sick. And you know what? I'm kind of perturbed with the medical profession at this point, because all over my chart it says that I'm allergic to penicillin and any kind of psyllin in that family, any psyllin. Me and penicillin don't get along very well. So I went into a clinic the other day, and I'm looking over and I see my chart and I see the tag on top that says allergy penicillin. I'm like, okay, good. It's there. So I don't bring it up. And turns out I have strep throat, so they order me the normal thing that they give you for strep throat, or at least that's what this particular doctor prescribes for strep throat. So I go and pick it up, and I'm not really paying attention because I don't feel well at all. And so I take the first dose, and I have a terrible allergic reaction. And it doesn't hit me at first. I just, think, oh, maybe this is part of I'm actually getting the flu or something. And then it's time for the next dose, and I take it again, and it's even worse. I'm getting worse and worse and worse to the point where I have to go back to the emergency room. Well, not the emergency room. And turns out they gave me amoxicillin, as in the cousin of penicillin. And so instead of being out with strep throat for like 2 days, 3 days, I was out for an entire week because of this allergic reaction, just because people don't take the time to read what's right in front of them, or to even see what's right in front of them. And it's like that old statement of, you don't know what you have until it's gone. It kind of correlates there for me with just how much I don't, and maybe you don't too, pay attention to little things, like reading signs that are right in front of me, and really heeding them, or when somebody's telling me something, really taking that in, instead of just having a preconceived idea and thinking, oh, that's the best way to go. We're just going to do that. It doesn't really matter what you're saying to me right now. I'm just going to do my plan. Now that I've been on the other side of that, where the doctor just did their plan, and I've had such a bad reaction to it, I'm kind of rethinking, the whole giving equal time to anyone who wants to communicate with you. Because you could learn something really important. Sometimes you won't. Sometimes you'll learn something amazing. And sometimes you'll, save somebody. A horrible tragedy, or a horrible reaction, at least, like I had, by just listening or by just reading. And, yeah. So, been sick. That's why I haven't been on for a while. And then I'm also moving, and I'm not good at that. I'm the kind of mover who gets like, it's okay, I have to be out of the apartment by tomorrow, and so I grab a bunch of black trash bags, stuff everything in it, and stick it in the truck, and we'll figure it out later. But I'm trying not to do it this time. I'm trying to be better. I'm trying to organize things, label boxes. I think that's why it's taking so long, because I'm so bad at it. I've literally only got 4 boxes packed, and I'm moving next week. Oh no, yeah, next week. And yeah, so if you have any moving tips, I would love to hear them, because this is nuts. I have, I think, days to get everything I own organized and ready to go. So yeah, any tips, comment below, hit me up on Facebook, get a hold of me, tell me what you know. Love to pick your brain on packing. Yeah, so while I'm packing, interestingly enough, I've noticed that my lamp, it's an inheritance that I got from my granny, my dad's mom, started like flickering. And so I went over and I started, messing with it. It was plugged in fine, so I moved over to the lamp, and just as I reached up to, see if the bulb needed to be tightened, I hear this like popping sound. And I don't know why that didn't cue me into anything, back to the listening to details that are right in front of you issue. But apparently the edge of the bulb just broke, and a perfectly round bulb just fell out. And so by the time I reached my hand up there, there was no bulb up there. There was just the live wires. And so I kind of like pinched the live wires because it was still plugged in. That was smart. I can be rather intelligent sometimes. And I got, like this huge, like, I guess it was being electrocuted, but not, like death. And it went all the way up my arm and into my chest, and my hand wouldn't stop shaking, and it was just, not good. It was kind of like Home Alone. Have you seen that in the second one where he's like, It felt like a lot like that. Only, I'm a theater major, so I overreact. I probably wasn't that bad. But it was exciting. Speaking of exciting, it's now Christmas Eve. Woo! I'm so excited. My favorite part of the holidays is getting people gifts that I think they're going to love, and then the anticipation of them opening it and seeing the joy on their face or the appreciation of the gift, and me being able to take that in, because it's like, for me, when I give a gift, I give so much more back, because it's just a thing that I'm giving them. But to me, a gift, a thoughtful gift, is something that communicates to the person that I'm invested in our relationship, in that I'm taking the time to know your likes, know your dislikes, surprise you in those categories with something that you would not necessarily have thought of asking for, but something that I think based off of, our time together or whatever, that you would really like. And then seeing that play out, perfectly, is just, it's one of the things I strive for, especially during the holidays when I have an excuse to give somebody gifts. I just go crazy. I get everybody something. And then I'm broke for like 3 months. So, what about you guys? What are your favorite holiday traditions? Or your favorite aspect of the holidays? One quote that really sums up how I feel about being in the moment and also giving all that you have is, I'm not sure who it's by, so if you know who it's by, please let me know. I shall pass through this world but once. Any good, therefore, that I can do, or any kindness that I can show to any human being, let me do it now. Let me not defer or neglect it, for I shall not pass this way again. So, just something to keep in mind about how hard of a struggle is it for you to stay really in the moment and not have a preconceived plan, because I'm a planner. I love planning things. And so just to be able to sit back and be like, you know what, it's going to be okay. I may have mentioned this in one of my videos before, but the most mind-blowing phrase I've ever heard in my life is, it's okay to be okay. Like, it doesn't have to be perfect, and it's actually my job to be okay. It's not anybody else's job to fix things or cater to me. It's totally up to me whether or not I'm going to have a good attitude or not about whatever is going to happen. And especially in this holiday season, when people are getting so stressed with work and with their social calendars exploding and just feeling so frazzled, just taking a moment to realize, I'm really in charge of my attitude. Even if I'm having the worst day of my life, I get fired, my car breaks down, death in the family, really bad stuff going on. It's really up to me. It's really up to me about how I'm going to react to the situation. I'm the only one that has to live with me 24/7. And what I mean by that is, I'm the only one inside my head. And so if I don't choose to do good, and if I don't choose to have a positive interaction with someone, no matter the circumstances, then the only person I'm really hurting is me. Sometimes you can be hurting both people, but really the person that you're holding captive the most is yourself. And so this holiday season, I'm just really trying to, be in the moment and not allow myself to have a perfectionized plan, as I was talking about a few videos ago about animated perfection, and really just be okay with being okay. Be okay with where I have to sit on the bus, or what job I get given today at work, or really looking at each situation as a new opportunity. Like, oh, I don't really like talking to that person. Well, that's a bias from the past. How about I today try talking to them without that bias? Because oftentimes, as humans, we don't even realize it, but we're sending off signals that are making other people react in the way that is upsetting us. So that's just an interesting thought I've been having, thinking about that, how our, the whole action-reaction thing, and how even my own attitude, if it has nothing to do whatsoever with the person, they could pick up on that, and they could think it does, and then that would dictate how they're going to relate back to me, and that just causes a huge mess. And it boils down to the solution being, I'm in charge of my own attitude, and I have the option of picking a good one, no matter what the circumstance. And I think in the holidays, there's so much good cheer going on. There's parties, and there's get-togethers, and you hear from people you haven't heard from all year long. And instead of focusing on, oh, I have so much to do, and why haven't I heard you from you all year, just kind of reveling in the camaraderie that happens during this time, and really embracing the fact that you really are in charge of your own thoughts and your own feelings, and you do always have the option of choosing positivity over negativity. So, with that being said, have an excellent evening. Merry Christmas. Happy Kwanzaa? I don't know. Just have a great holiday season, whatever you celebrate. It's up to you to have a good one. So, may you have a good one. I'm going to try. Let's all try together. Alright.